Thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate you and Ranking Member Davis holding this important hearing, and thank the witnesses for being here. One important issue that I've worked on and would like to return to, I know it's been discussed, is truck underride crashes. Circumstances wherein all the passenger safety mechanisms placed in passenger vehicles are effectively rendered null and void when striking the rear side or front of a semi-truck tractor trailer. Sadly, in 2014, Randy and Laurie Higginbotham of my community lost their 33-year-old son, Michael, to an accident of this type, as thousands of others have, and it was unnecessary. Unfortunately, this is an issue that has been on the industry's radar for decades, yet little action has been taken. Policies to prevent this are long overdue. Ms. Chase, I know you discussed this earlier. You mentioned in your testimony in 2017, large truck crash fatalities took 4,761 lives, a 9% increase from the previous year, and an increase of 41% since 2009. That same year, 2017, there were 148,000 individuals injured in large truck crashes. Of those injuries, some of the most debilitating came because of truck underride crashes. Can you expound on your testimony and suggest what Congress can do to effectively cure this problem?
Yes, thank you for your question, Congressman. And thank you also for your leadership on the underride issue. We are very grateful that you have introduced legislation to help eradicate this horrific and violent type of crash. I think that the video that Mr. Young showed was very telling. There's just no escaping the laws of gravity and of physics. And when there is a proven solution, such as an underride guard, we would really encourage Congress to require the Department of Transportation to issue a final rule, a performance standard, that would require this problem to be solved. We have the solutions, we just need the leadership to make it happen. In addition, I also outlined a couple of other technologies that are proven and on the roads today, such as automatic emergency braking, and a few of the other witnesses also mentioned it, that should be standard technology in all cars.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate your mention of my quote-unquote leadership. It's unfortunate that I have that leadership. It's not because of any particular study or knowledge, it's because the constituents were sadly had their lives changed when their son was killed, and it could have happened to anybody in this committee, and if it would have happened to anybody in this committee, they would be in favor of changing this law as well. It just has to come home. Mr. Young, based on your unique experience as an owner-operators Independent Drivers Association member and an attorney, do you believe industry will voluntarily self-regulate for the sake of safety on this matter, or do you believe they need to be brought to the table?
I believe there needs to be a mandate. This has been a 60-year problem that began in 1953, and it still hasn't been solved. While the industry protects the back of the guards, but not effectively, why not the back of a semi-trailer? Why not the sides as well? We have the entire open sides, and we're talking about crumple zones, airbags, energy-absorbing bumpers, and seat belts. I mean, there's a ton of safety and data that has gone into the crashworthiness of cars and protecting those occupants, but the bumpers have to match up in order for that to work. I don't see the industry doing this without a mandate.
Thank you, sir. Additional issue I've worked on and would like to bring to the attention and ask some questions is about double-deck livestock trailers that transport horses in interstate commerce. This remains largely legal in this country. Double-deck trailers with horses crammed inside have tipped over and been implicated in accidents, in part because the animals can't retain their balance. They have enough trouble at Santa Anita when they're running, and leading to dangerous situations on the road. In one particularly gruesome accident in Illinois, 59 horses were being transported in a double-deck trailer. It crashed. Numerous horses were left dead, while authorities worked for hours to rescue surviving animals from the wreckage. Simply no reason to put the safety of other drivers and passengers on the road at risk, as well as the welfare of the horses being transported in these conditions when trailers are specifically designed for and can accommodate horses. Mr. Young, once again, based on your experience, attorney, owner-operator group, do you think this is a worthy issue for inclusion in the highway safety and transportation laws?
I believe it's a worthy issue because we're talking about the high center of gravity. My truck company used to run scrap hauling boxes with a power takeoff unit, and those scrap hauling boxes have such a high center of gravity that when I went to OI to ask for insurance on it, they said, well, we don't even insure high center of gravity boxes like that or the power takeoff unit for those scrap hauling boxes. So when you're talking about something with high center of gravity like the horse trailers, then that is definitely a safety initiative. And if our goal is to get to Vision Zero and truly get to Vision Zero, then yeah, it needs to be included.
Thank you. Appreciate the panel, and I yield back the balance of my time.